Alright guys, Richard here again. We're going to go for a ride, Toby and I. So we got Toby, the little man, down inside here in his Toby trailer. And I'm going to be riding the Heybike Ranger S again because this is just a fun bike to ride. And so, yeah, let's just get going and see where we end up today. Let's get this situated. All right, whoo! That's a face first thing in the morning. All right, got to close the garage door. Get that going down. Might help if we turned on the bike. Power that on. There we go. All powered up, ready to go. The front brakes on this bike are still rubbing, still making noise, but hopefully they'll break in. Typically brand new brakes, it takes a little while before they kind of get seated in, is what they call it, and where the brake pads match the rotor and all the little grooves and nicks and whatever. So hopefully that'll get broken in. They'll quiet down a little bit. Not sure where we're headed today. We went down to our little park where the boat launch is yesterday. That video just released this morning. But today, we're going to go the other direction. We have a brand new road that opened up, kind of connecting to a couple of different communities, and so they got a new 8-foot wide sidewalk and new places to go explore. So we're gonna go over there, I think. Thinking we need to make an adjustment here. I can. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Put me center to the frame on that camera. Got two cameras going this morning. I'm using the iPhone 14, which is my main camera that I use for a lot of my video recordings. But then when I'm on a ride like this, I use the DJI Action 3 because it's a really good camera. Wish the battery life was a little bit longer though. I mean, it lasts about 90 minutes. So when I'm out for a longer ride, it's, I'm either swapping the battery or I forget and then it just goes dead and then I lose a lot of video, which happens sometimes. Probably about, I don't know, 1 out of 5 videos that I make, I end up trashing and getting rid of because it just didn't turn out. Audio didn't turn out. Video footage didn't turn out. Various reasons I wasn't able to complete it. When I was assembling this Heybike Ranger S, I was making a video on that, but I was having some trouble with it, and finally I just turned off the camera because I was getting frustrated, and there's just after a while you can't keep up with turning on the camera, turning off the camera, turning on the camera, turning off the camera, when you're trying to focus on something. And so finally I just turned the camera off and I never turned it back on. So the assembly video for this is non-existent now because that's one that failed and I didn't get uploaded, didn't get completed. That's all right. All right, so once we cross this intersection here, this is all brand new road. It opened up, I don't know, a month and a half ago, something. Actually, no, we're gonna go over here and go to this one. We're gonna cross 301. We'll do that, that'll be better. I almost got whacked right here, right after the road opened. I was crossing this crosswalk right here, and I was coming from the other direction, and a car was in this turning lane, and of course he didn't stop for the crosswalk, didn't see me coming. There was a larger vehicle pulled up right to the line right here. I saw him coming, so I slowed down and waited, and sure enough, he went right through the crosswalk and then made his right turn. So it's always a hazard. It's always a hazard. Got to keep your head on a swivel. So, yeah, these are nice, smooth, clean, extra wide crosswalk right here, or excuse me, sidewalk. With the exception of, right here it's not bad, but there's a couple of areas down here where you cross a driveway or something, and it's a really big bump. I don't know why they created it so sharp of a bump, but you really got to slow down, because otherwise you'll rattle things around pretty good. And since I have Toby with me, I'm going a little more cautious. I don't want that little guy to be bouncing around too much. Saw a video just this morning. It was actually on Facebook. It was not on YouTube. A short little clip that somebody uploaded. They were out riding in the villages here in Florida, near Central Florida. And I guess they were out riding yesterday, and they were cruising along, and a small alligator come running from the left, and he got so close to the bike that the camera didn't pick him up anymore. The camera that the lady was wearing on her chest, or whether it was on her chest or something, you could barely see over the handlebars here. But this darn alligator, here's one of those spots I gotta slow down. That darn alligator, he was lickety split. And he was a baby, so he was probably, I don't know, 3 feet long or something. But that little guy was moving, and he ran, I mean, right in front of her. And once she saw him coming, she just kept pedaling, and she got all excited and wasn't sure what to do, it sounded like, but she kept going, and she almost hit it. It's like, good grief. You know, if I see an alligator coming, especially if he's going to cross my path quite a ways in front of me, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and let him do whatever he needs to do, because he has the right of way. I'm not going to just continue riding and run up on him. But, oh well. I can't tell, but over the last 2 days, it seems like the motor on this bike, it maybe got a little quieter. So maybe it needed to break in a little bit or something. I've never had a bike that needed that. I've had bikes that had motors that were pretty much whisper quiet. But that was one of my pet peeves about this bike, is the motor was so loud. But I don't know, you can probably still pick it up on camera just fine and hear it whining back there, but it does seem like it's a little quieter than what it had been. So I don't know. I sure hope to hear from support sometime soon. I'd just like to hear them say and give the official word that, yeah, this bike will not go 28 miles an hour. I don't know if they'll ever say that or not, but I'm hoping they'll come across and acknowledge that, just so we can put this issue to rest and be done with it. Well, he was a real friendly person. That's all right. Not everyone you meet are going to be friendlies, right? In fact, you got to use a lot of caution these days. You got to be aware of who who you're around, who's with you, what's going on around you, especially if you live in a larger city anywhere. It is just plumb gone crazy out there. So I've done quite a few videos already on this Ranger. A lot of them are short videos, just giving you little updates and stuff. And I have done a lot of complaining about, you know, the speed issue. Keep beating that dead horse, but let's stop talking here for a minute. We got some sandhill cranes right here. Actually, they're a little dark for sandhill, but yeah, I believe that's what they are. So we're gonna cruise by them kind of slow so we don't spook them. These birds right here, I tell you what, if you've never heard one, they're extremely noisy. I mean, they can bellow and they can wake the dead. But they're friendly, they don't bother people. We have them walking through our yard all the time as they kind of meander through the area. Every morning they go one direction, usually in the evening we see them going back in the other. So, but yeah, pretty cool birds. Anyway, what was I saying? What were we talking about? So you've heard me, you know, complaining a lot about the bike. It's a great bike in every respect. I guess what bothers me the most is just the disappointment that, you know, what was advertised for the speed isn't quite accurate. But other than that, it is a great bike. And so, who should buy this bike? Who should be, you know, thinking about this bike? Well, Heybike was advertising it as great for RVers because it folds, which is true. It actually folds up very nice. It's a very smooth folding. You don't have to fight it. The only thing you're fighting is the weight, picking up the front end so that you can actually lift it to be able to fold it. So you got that issue. And I keep forgetting to look at the specs, but I believe it was 66 pounds for this bike. But, you know, there's nothing easy about 66 pounds. And even, you know, trying to fold it can be a little cumbersome because you're still picking up, you know, at least half that weight to be able to fold it. But if you don't need to fold it, you know, a lot of folks are going to be really, really happy with this bike because it's just well equipped. And let's see, where are we going? We're going to go this way because it is well equipped. I mean, with the 750 motor and a 14 amp hour battery is enough for most people's needs. So if you're just looking for a bike to cruise around your neighborhood, this is it. Even if you do have an RV and you want to haul this bike around, getting around the campgrounds and exploring your local area, this is it. You know, so a lot of people are going to be happy. I didn't show in the video just how easy it is to get on and off, but it really does have a low step. So you can just kind of step into it, and it makes it really nice. You know, I think it's easier to get on this bike than it is my Scoria, my mock wheel Scoria. And of course, that's been my favorite bike since I purchased it, but it just feels easier getting on and off this one. So all of that is good. And one of these big bumps here. And another one over here on this side. So anyway, so there's you know, a lot of good in it. So I don't know, if you're a smaller person, this bike works well for you. If you're a larger person, this bike works well for you. I'm 6'1", 245, and I get on and off this bike just fine. It hauls me around just fine. Here in Florida, it's really flat, and we don't have many hills or anything to work with. But yesterday, I did go up a short incline, and it was only maybe 20 feet. I was down at the boat ramp and on the sidewalk, and I had to go about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet. Just a small little short jaunt up a hill, up the boat ramp. And it struggled, okay? It was struggling on power throttle only because I was at a standstill, and usually when I get started, I use the throttle to get started, and then I start pedaling. But the motor just kind of groaned at me and growled a little bit, and didn't know what the noise was. At first I thought flat tire, but no. Beautiful American flag. So the motor just growled at me a little bit, and then I had to start pedaling a little bit, and that gave it the juice it needed to get up that little short incline. So the point is, if you live in a hilly area, lots of hills or something, I don't know. I don't know how well this bike would do. I really can't test it. So it might be fine. I don't know what the torque rating is on this motor. Just because it's a 750 watt motor doesn't automatically mean you've got all the power you need. That's not the case. Hey, you hush. Hush. That dog can be there. Hey, that dog can be there. Oh my gosh. Toby's done gone nuts. He does not get along well with others. Hello. Nah. I'll have to go back and look. Is that guy packing? I'm going to go back and have to watch this video. He looked like he was packing some heat. Open carry, and that's not allowed here in Florida yet. So I don't know. That's what it kind of looked like. But he wasn't very friendly. That's all right. We just had that conversation. Not everyone you come across is going to be friendly. So anyway, that's probably enough rambling about the Heybike. I don't know. I'll come up with something else to share with you in a minute. So let's go this way. I didn't charge the bike last night, so we kind of started off with was it 5 bars instead of 6? Yeah, 5 instead of 6. So we didn't top our battery off, but that's okay. We should be fine. I know we can get at least 20 miles out of the bike on a full charge. They advertise more than that. I think they advertise maximum 55, but I also like to go pretty fast normally, and that will eat up your battery a lot. Okay, buddy, I got the right of way. So, if you like driving fast, you'll drain your battery a lot faster. If you stay in like pedal assist 2 or something and pedal all along, then you'll get a longer range. And because I have Toby with me, we are going a little easier, so we'll extend that range a little bit some. Now that so it just dropped down to 3 bars. I heard someone else on Facebook talking about this too, that the battery level sure jumps around a lot. So the other bikes that I've had, they've been pretty stable. I mean, they would stay right where they need to be until they dropped, and then that was it. But this one seems to be all over the place, which, that leads me to, can you really trust the battery indicator at all? Because you never really know what you've got. You just never really know. Because it dropped down to 3 bars. If I stop again up here, chances are it's going to hop back up to at least 4, maybe even 5 bars. And that's just huge fluctuations, and I don't like that at all. Let's stop here and test this, since we're talking about it. Let's just stop. I stopped. Now we're back up to 5 bars. So 5 bars, I'll take off and get going, and it's going to drop back down to 3 bars. Don't like it at all. I want something that's a little more predictable. Thank you. Ooh, big bump there. Morning. All right, we're gonna get a little wet here, Toby. So this whole area is under development. And there's a big sign across the street over there saying a 2.5 acre dog park is coming. So that could be cool. I'll be able to ride down here with the little Toby. And or is it open? Is that what that is? There's a dog park over there. And it looks like it's already open. I've never been down this far, exploring this new area out. But let's go over here and check this out. There's a big bump. Oof. Oh, hold on, Toby. So let's go check this out over here. So it's a 2.5 acre dog park, temporarily closed for maintenance. Well, that's a bummer. I wonder if it was ever really open yet, because it's brand new, it looks like. It's Happy Tails. Oh, it's Dash's Bark Park. That's what we're calling it. Temporary closed for maintenance. So it looks like there are 2 areas for dogs, with a gate over here separating the 2 areas. 1 little bench for people to sit on either side of the fence for either side. So if you're out here with your dog playing and you want to let him run, a total of 3 people can sit at the bench. So that's one of the complaints I have about this area of Florida, especially the Manatee County that I live in. The roads and the parking that the planners come up with is just terrible. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 10 parking spots here. And that's not enough for a dog park this size, because there is another dog park about 10 miles from where I live. And I've been over there a few times. And it's an older dog park. It's an older community, been there a long time. But my goodness, you could probably park 40 vehicles over there. And there's a lot of people that use it. So anytime you go over there, there's always like 15 or 20 people out there running around. And then they build a 2.5 acre dog park and they give you 10 parking spaces. And that's the same with retail. They build retail stores, all this new development over the last few years, and there's just not enough parking for it. The roads aren't big enough to handle the traffic. So they're building, in the process of building, something like 25,000, I'm going to go on this side of the sidewalk. 25,000 homes in my area, and there's 2 primary roads getting into my area. One of them is it's a 4-lane divided, road, state highway. And another one is the one that we traveled along when I went down to the bridge yesterday, when I went down to that boat launch. And it's just a 2-lane road. And there's already a lot of people that live out here. And now they're building another 25,000 homes in this area, and they'll build them first, and then 3, 4, 5 years from now, they'll start working on widening the roads, and it's just terrible. And you can't go anywhere in this town driving a car without having to make a U-turn. Everywhere you go, you got to make a U-turn to get into someplace or to get somewhere. It's just terrible. But other than that, we sure enjoy living here in Florida. I'm guessing this video is going to get released on Tuesday morning when a lot of folks are going back to work, but for those of you who aren't working and sitting around Tuesday morning, I hope you have yourself a strong cup of coffee, because this is probably going to be a long video. Because I don't know if I'll edit it much. I may cut it down, but I may just let it go. I just remembered my wallet in my back pocket, which is a dangerous place. So I lost my wallet last week. I'm not sure. Did I talk about that? I don't think I ever did. We have sidewalk missing here. Toby, it's going to be the curb, or it's going to be this drop off right here, or we're going to go through the grass. We're going to go through the grass. Hit the sand over there. You hear the motor? It is really struggling, throttle only. I'll get back to my story in a minute. Let's get through this grass here. Looks like we're still going to go off the curb. Come on, Heybike. All right, Toby, hold on, buddy. Take you off that curb easily. There we go. All right, so last week I was out riding a Heybike when I first got it. And about 2 hours after getting home, I noticed my wallet was missing. And I looked around and I knew exactly what had happened. My wallet got lost when I was out riding the bike. So I went back looking for it, and I found part of what was in the wallet. Really, not even part of it. In my wallet, I have some foreign currency that I collected through my military travels throughout Europe and Middle East. And you know, this is starting back 35 years ago, and I'd collect some foreign currency, a bill from somewhere, and I always kept it in my wallet. So it's just something that I've always had in my wallet, and it kind of means a lot to me because it's just a memory of times past, right? Well, I'm out there along this country road where I had been riding, and I start finding this foreign currency on the ground. A bill here, a bill there. And there was a stretch of about, I would say maybe 50 yards, where I picked up, I believe, all the foreign currency that I had. It was about 10 bills or something. And I found it all. And so, yeah, I thought, okay, so someone found my wallet, and I'm thinking, you know, worst case scenario. Someone found my wallet and started going through it as they drove along and just tossed out what they didn't want, wasn't interested in. But it was funny that it was only the foreign currency that was tossed out on the ground along this stretch. Nothing else. And if you're a guy, you know what I'm talking about. You've got junk in your wallet, right? You collect a business card or a piece of paper with a note on it or something, and you've got stuff in your wallet other than just money and credit cards and ID. And I expected to find a lot of that type of junk along the road, and nothing. There was absolutely nothing there. I'm like, what the heck? There's a rabbit. Toby, there's a rabbit. He doesn't care about rabbits. So, anyway, that's all I found. So I was pretty disturbed. But at this point, knowing that since the wallet wasn't anywhere to be found, someone found it. So I went back home. There's another rabbit. I went back home and started canceling, you know, my 2 credit cards, my debit card. Went online and was able to order a new license. And working on, you know, some other things that's got to get done. And it had another hour or so had passed, and there was a knock at the door, and I went and looked, and there was this lady standing there holding my wallet. And I said, oh my goodness, really? So I was really happy that she found it, was really happy that she returned it. As it turns out, she found it, it sounds like, shortly after I lost it, because she had been out walking and found the wallet that morning, and timing was, it was probably soon after I had been through there anyway. But she wasn't able to get it to me right away, so it was early afternoon by the time she was able to bring it to me, and I was very thankful for that. But, and everything was there. My cash was there, everything was there. So I gave her some cash and bought her dinner and told her thank you very much, and she declined, and I insisted, and she declined, and I insisted, so she left with it. But I'm still puzzled as to, with all the various things that I have shoved away in my wallet, how it is that foreign currency was the only stuff that came out of the wallet. So it's a mystery. I'm not sure. So that's the second time that I've lost my wallet in the last 6 months. So I'm trying to get into the habit now of putting my wallet from my back pocket into my side cargo pockets. And yeah, so I don't lose it. I'm also considering, you know, I had Apple AirTags that I bought for the bike, and then I decided to not use the Apple AirTags because everything I was learning was, they're not real helpful. And there's another video on that you can go look at. But anyway, I've been thinking about going ahead and buying another Apple AirTag to stick in my wallet, since I have lost it twice in 6 months now. And maybe I can track it, go find it a little easier. But they're still kind of big, and so I'm not sure. What's in your wallet? Do you guys have a tracker? Have you ever lost your wallet? Well, this has been a nice, peaceful ride. So this area, since it's under development, there's not a lot of traffic, so that's kind of nice. I'm gonna have to come out here some more. Let's go this way. But don't fall over. The temperature's real mild this morning. It's not very warm, not humid at all, so it's a great time to be out. Let's just see where this goes. I think I see a bridge. So this is a wetland area, and they built a footbridge to get across it. Kind of cool. On a hot day, it's probably full of bugs and mosquitoes buzzing around, but on a nice day like today, it's kind of cool. I like it. I like footbridges like this, bridges that you can cross. It just adds a little fun to the ride. Got all kinds of water down there. It's not very deep though, so I doubt there's a gator in that mess. But there could be. There's a pond right there, so there's probably gators in that. I see birds on the other side. Don't see any gators on the bank. We'll just leave them be if they are. This is a really cool path. But I don't know that we're gonna continue. We're probably gonna head back. We're going back, Toby. You doing okay there, buddy? Come on, Heybike. Struggling there. Can't even get up that little bit of a slope. I find myself leaning forward just a smidgen on this bike. So if you're looking at buying it, I'm 6'1", and I do lean forward just a little bit, and I find myself starting to slouch a little bit because I'm leaning forward and I'm not sitting upright like I should. So I may, if I keep the bike, and that's still undecided at this point if I'm going to keep this bike. But if I do, I'm going to have to figure out how to raise these handlebars a little bit, just a couple of inches, make it a little bit better. Because, you know, here's the thing, if you're going to spend the money to buy an e-bike, no matter what the price point is, whether it's a cheap Amazon special for $5.99 or you go out and spend $2,500 for an e-bike, you gotta customize it so it fits your needs and fits your body style type, to make it comfortable. Because why spend that kind of money on a bike if you're not gonna make it comfortable? And we're gonna go against the light, but there's just like nobody out here. Almost always, the seats have to get changed out because the standard seats that come with bikes are just too firm and uncomfortable. And so that's the first thing you want to do, is you get you a seat that is better. And then the next, second biggest thing that you can do is to adjust your handlebars and just make it so you're in a nice riding position, so you don't have to lean forward. And you got leaning forward, you're putting your body weight on your wrists and your hands, and after a while it starts aching a little bit. Come on, Heybike. So yeah, if I keep it, I'm going to add a riser to the handlebars. I'm real happy with this seat. This seat is the first time that I have purchased this particular seat. I like the design of it. I like the looks of it. Excuse me. I like the. It is a little softer than most seats, I think. So it does feel a little bit softer. And I can go out riding for 40 minutes or so and not feel like I'm in a lot of discomfort or pain back there. So I'm hopeful that this may be a good seat to have. I'll keep testing it and then I'll do a review on it, let you guys know. How you doing back there, Toby? How you doing, buddy? My little side mirrors don't work so well to see the trailer. I can almost see him with this one. I tilt it down. So this video is going, it's 38 minutes right now, and I'm serious, I'm not sure I'm going to edit this video and cut it down. It's just going to be a long video. So here's what I'd like you to do. If you're still with me, if you've been watching this video for 38 minutes, I want you to tell me down below, because, I don't know how far people watch I know a little bit. The statistics that YouTube provides shows you a little bit about, where people start dropping off on a video, and the majority of people don't watch it all the way through. The majority of the people only watch the first 5 minutes of the videos, and then they move on to something else. That's why a lot of the videos that I've been creating here recently are getting smaller and smaller, because people just don't spend the time to watch a 10 or 12 minute video much anymore. But I'll probably post this whole thing, and if somebody is out there still with me and you've watched this entire video, I want to know it. I want to know, because good on you for doing it. Maybe tell me why you stuck with me. That could be helpful for me to know. Tell me whether or not you like it, or whether you've got toothpicks in your eyelids. You're starting on your second pot of coffee or whatever it is. But yeah, let me know. Because if this video is right at 40 minutes now, I'm probably still another, I don't know, how far are we from home? 7 or 8 minutes to get back. So it'll still be under an hour. Well, these guys are taking up the whole path. I don't want to cut through the grass like I normally would because I've got Toby back here, so I'm going to have to use my horn and ask him to make way. Can I squeeze by you? Thank you. I just didn't want to take the dog through the grass. It's a little too bumpy. Thanks. Enjoy your day. Toby's still sitting up. He is still sitting on his rear. I wished, I may have to modify his little Toby trailer a little bit. Raise it up, put something in there to raise him up a little bit so he can actually lay down and still be able to see out the little windows. Because right now if he lays down, he's such a short dog, a small dog, he can't see out. So he stays sitting up, and that's got to be tiresome after a while. It's either that or find something different. I bought this Toby trailer off of Amazon, or no, I didn't, off of the marketplace. Bought it used just so I could try it out and thinking, you know, see if he likes it or not. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. Got a pretty good deal on it. But then after I got it, I realized I got a good deal on it because one of the tires was flat, would not hold air, and one of the bearings on one side was completely gone, so the tire wobbles. So I had to do a little fixing, but it wasn't too bad. I changed out the inner tube, did a video on that, and where the bearing, little indention area where the bearings used to be, I just stacked up some washers in there and to fill that space, so now it's a nice tight fit and called it good. But eventually I'll probably end up having to get something else for him. What I'd really like is I'd like to get a like a cargo trailer slash dog carrier or something. Rad Power Bikes has one. Way too expensive if you ask me. I'm not a huge fan of the brand, but they do have a really nice cargo trailer set up that they have an insert that for a pet carrier that sits right inside it, and it's real nice. But gosh, what was that thing? $500-600 or something? So I can come up with something different for that kind of money. So I need to find something because I do want the capability to haul stuff, not just Toby. And sure, I could take him out and put stuff inside this little carrier, you know, groceries or whatever. But it's still, the carrier is only rated for 50 pounds, I think it is, or something. So I'd like to have something that carries a little more weight, something that's got a little better tires instead of these really thin ones. Maybe a fat tire, maybe something with suspension, make things easier on him. Oh, here's a big bump. Oof. Here's another one. All right. All right, guys, we're almost back to my neighborhood. We're down to 2 bars. So we're going to go home and put this on the charger and see how it does. And maybe grab another bike and keep riding. It's just such a nice day today. We've got my adult children coming over later, so we can maybe grill some burgers and some other things and just visit for a little while. So that'll be nice. But I've got time on my hands, and it is a beautiful day. So I may leave Toby at home and take another bike and just get going. So maybe there'll be another video. I don't know. But that's going to be it for this one. So I appreciate you sticking with me. Again, if you stuck with me all this ways, please leave me a comment down below and tell me why. Just tell me. Tell me why you did it. Because I fully suspect no one did. But that's okay. I still enjoy what I do. Talking to the universe. As long as the universe doesn't start answering, we'll be good to go. So until the next video, guys, ride safe.